we're live. Welcome to Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Ethan Cummings, co-host Sam Collier, and we got some very special guests here ready to talk with us in front of you guys today. We missed last week, Coach,
yep.
And so we got to do our pick 'em recap real quick, but it's going to be from a couple games ago, last time that we predicted. But we're actually to basketball season now.
I know.
So this is the last time we will talk about high school football. It will be basketball from here on out. That's really what we know about.
That's
we really
what
don't
we love.
We don't
basketball.
know anything about football. So anything you ever heard me say about football, erase that from your mind. Okay, you don't know anything.
He just doesn't like losing.
I even tried coaching this year, and I was awful. 0-10, terrible. It's the worst thing I've ever done in my life. Okay, I commend all football coaches. Okay, it's the hardest thing ever. Don't do it.
I can't wait to talk about football here in a minute, though.
Moving on. So we had Middlesboro at Pikeville. Pikeville took it 34-14. Yep. No shocker there.
No.
We had Raceland at Sayer. Raceland took it 42-27. Now, interesting thing is Raceland and Pikeville went out in the state championship against each other.
I said they was going to be.
Real quick, who you got in that game?
I done told you who I got. I've got the Pikeville Panthers.
Yeah. Nobody's picking against Pikeville.
I've got Pikeville.
No, nobody's picking against Pikeville. I don't know football, but I do know that Pikeville's good, so I'm not picking against them. Moving on to 2A, Shelby Valley at Somerset. Somerset beat them 56-20 to knock them off. Do what?
I said absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely.
That was going to happen anyways.
Martin County at Beechwood. Beechwood shut them out 55-0.
Yep.
Moving on to 3A, we got East Carter at Bell County. Bell took it 38-36, and Bell's actually playing in the state championship. You know,
yes,
I'm excited to see if they pull out with a win. You know, I'd like to see them win it.
I think that another thing with Bell County is they may be getting a Mr. Football on their team this year.
Oh, wow, really?
So
that's something to watch out for.
Yeah, we'll be looking forward to that.
4A, Covington Catholic took out Johnson Central with a shutout, 31-0. That was kind of shocking.
I've seen that coming. I didn't think that it was going to be 31-0. I knew Covington would come in and win this game. But, yeah, I guess it is a little bit shocking for them to lose.
And then the one game, right, that we all was big hyped about the state championship preview was Corbin at Bull. And you actually took Corbin. I took Bull. Bull beat them 21-14.
It was a good game.
It was a good game. Really, it was a really
game.
big game. So, all in all, Sammy beat me in football. He went 38-11 on his record. I went 31-18. So it wasn't too far behind him, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too offside. It was at the start. It was very lopsided. It was very lopsided at the start.
Caught up to me.
Listen, thank you guys for tuning in. When we come back, we're going to have some Lady Bobcats here to talk to, and then a little bit later on the show, we're going to have Coach Cory Thacker. We're going to go nice on his players. But when he gets on here, it's untelling what we might ask him. And we are putting him on the spot, and he will answer questions here today. We'll catch you guys right here in a second.
The Black Friday sale is on now at Kimber's. Kimber's letting you choose how you want to save, and the offers are incredible. On top of great sale prices store-wide, take an extra 10% off the lowest marked sale price on everything you buy, and Kimber will pay your sales tax too. Or get up to 72 months, 6 full years interest-free. Look for amazing doorbuster deals throughout the store during the Black Friday sale at your favorite Kimber store.
If you was pushed out of the area because of loss of work in the coal industry, look no longer. Jim Marr is here for you. Jim Marr is now hiring for all positions in the coal field. Stop by their offices in Logan, West Virginia or in Wheeling, West Virginia and apply today. Come by and see us here at Castle's Jewelry and Gifts. Let us help you make a memory that's going to last. Castle's Jewelry has been family owned and family operated since 1937. They have the largest selection at the lowest prices. We look forward to seeing you here at Castle's.
And she's got a great coach. Welcome back. We're sitting here with the Betsy Lane Lady Bobcat, Jaden Jarrell. Gerald. Okay, got you. Listen, I'm going to dive straight into it. I'm going to give you the hard questions. He's going to give you the easy ones, okay?
Yep.
So, as an 8th grader last season, you averaged 6 points and 5 rebounds. That doesn't sound like a lot, but to be an 8th grader, that's very impressive numbers for a varsity level team. What's your plan to up these numbers this season, and how have you prepared yourself for the season this off season?
We've worked really hard over the off season, and I feel like we're going to come out and we're going to do good this year.
Well, that's great. That's great. And last year was Coach Thacker's first year there, and this is, year 2 in his system. So I think you guys are going to be tremendously better from last year, too, me knowing Coach Thacker and how great of a guy he is. What are some goals? Like, everybody has individual goals and team goals. What are some goals that you have for you individually and your team this season?
To definitely win more games. We had a hard season last year with a 7-21 record. But we only had one varsity experienced player, which was Haley, and we just really, I think we were very young last year.
Well, yeah, that's great. That's great. It's always good to have a young team because you get to stay in a coach's system very long. And I would say, the longer you're in that system, the better you're going to get, and the more games you're going to win, and the more competitive you're going to be, right?
Yeah.
So it's that, it's always great. Now, this is the tricky one. Everybody, every kid, me as a coach, your teammates as a player, everybody has that one game, right? There's one game. You look at the schedule from top to bottom, and there's one game that you're like, I don't care what I got to do. They got to take me out on a stretcher. We're winning that game. I'm going to have a game in that game. What team is that for you this year?
I feel like definitely all of our district games are like that.
Okay.
Because we were ranked 4th in our district last year, and I feel like our district this year is the most competitive it's ever been.
Okay. Yeah, great. That's good. That's a great answer.
Yeah.
I'm going to I'm going to hand it over to Coach Sam. I'll sit here and talk your head off all day. I can ask you a million questions, but I ain't going to do that to you. Coach Sam's got some fun questions for you.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and start off with one of my favorite ones. What is your favorite college basketball team? It can be boys or girls, or it can be both. Who's your team?
I think UConn, because they have a very family environment as a team.
I like that. You're talking
and
about
they're
UConn
traditionally
women.
really good.
UConn women's, yes. Very good players come out of there. Brianna Stewart, really, she's one of my favorite players in the league right now. I love seeing her play. So, yeah, UConn is a very good pick. All right, well, here's another one. I'm going to kind of put you on the spot here with this, but it is a fun question. But out of your 2 years in high school basketball, what player would you say was the toughest that you've had to defend so far?
I feel like there's a lot of difficult players that I've had to defend, but 3 really stick out in my mind.
Okay.
And that is Kinsley Feltner from Lawrence County, Casey Moore from Lawrence County, and Sadie Johnson from Shelby Valley.
Okay. Yeah.
Sadie's a good player.
Absolutely.
She's really good.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's a good answer.
Those are good. Those are good players that you just mentioned. So, all right. With the last question, this is probably my favorite one to ask because I just like to, I kind of want to hear what these answers are from different players to see what I can get out of them. With the way that you play, what player would you say you play like or resemble?
I don't think I have a player that I would resemble or play like. I just play as hard as I can in the games, give the best effort that I can, and just.
All right, so
That's
you're
awesome.
Jaden Gerald. That's who you are. That's who you are, is Jaden Gerald. All right, you heard that from her for yourself, folks.
Listen, we appreciate you being on here. I hope you had a great experience with us. Hopefully we get you guys back again here soon. And we'll have a couple of her teammates on next. We'll be right back with you after a short commercial break.
If you want to work for the nicest fleet of trucks around, call Eric's Trucking. Right now we are hiring for 18 and 10-wheeler drivers. Must have CDLs. Eric's Trucking is a proud supporter of the Chapmanville Tigers and all mountain athletes. If you want to work, Smoking Hot Vape Shop in Inez, Kentucky carries a wide selection of disposable vapes, juice, mods, batteries, and accessories, as well as a great selection of Delta products. Smoking Hot guarantees authenticity of products and allows you to try before you buy on disposable products using a sanitary test tip. Open 7 days a week. Stop in and check them out. Find them on Facebook or visit their website, SmokingHotKY.com, for complete hours. Stop by and see your friends at the end of Route 3.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Don't let just anyone take care of your pharmaceutical needs. Call Jay's Pharmacy in Jenkins, Kentucky. Jay's Pharmacy has been a staple in the Jenkins community for many years, formerly known as Boggs Pharmacy. Jay's Pharmacy is in it for you. They'll make sure your trips to the pharmacy is easy and smooth. They'll fight the insurance companies for you and give you great prices on your medication. Call Jay's Pharmacy today in Jenkins, Kentucky. We look forward to hearing from you.
Welcome back. We've got another Betsy Lane Lady Bobcat here with us, Miss Kinley Martin. Thank you for being on the show. We greatly appreciate you being here. I'm going to dive right into it with you two. Coming off of a huge year, you averaged 7 points, which was the second leading scorer last year. You led the team in rebounding with rebounds and 6.4 rebounds per game. What are some individual goals that you have for this season?
I'd like just to be the best teammate I can for the girls on the team, and really just maximize my potential at all times. And I'd like to step out of my comfort zone more and really just bring it.
Okay, great. Looking at your stats from last season, you shot the ball really well. You shot 39.6% from the field. Talk a little bit about your in-game shot selection last season and if there's anything you plan to change about that this season.
Last year I played more of a center, and this year I've moved more to power forward, and Gerald's moving to the 5. So this year maybe I'll step out more and shoot more outside and not as much in the paint.
Well, awesome. It's always good to get that outside shot going.
Absolutely.
But look at, this season, I know Coach Thacker, and he can sit and tell me, man, we're going to be average, but I know his energy. I've watched him coach for years. He's a great friend of mine. And his average to me is like so much more, right? So I look for this to be a big year for you guys. I look for this to be a year to where you compete. I know you guys only have 2 seniors, but, you guys are going to start competing really well. Your main goal is to win district. Get to region, make a region push, right? Talk a little bit about your teammates and what it's going to take from you guys for your team to be able to get there.
I think we've definitely grew since last year and the years of him coaching. And I think we just all need to be on the same page with the same goal. Like, we come in and work every day at practice. So for us to be on the same page, I think we can achieve our goal.
That's good. Listen, that's a great answer. That's a great answer.
Definitely need the work ethic to achieve what you want.
Yes,
so
yes.
I love that.
Coach Sammy, you want to?
All right, well, I'm going to dive back into the fun questions. I'm going to start with you on this one. What is your favorite college basketball team? It can be men's, it can be women's, or it can be both.
I'll probably say LSU. They're just a fun team to watch with
Absolutely.
Angel Reese and Haley that moved from Louisville.
Yep, that was a tough loss for Louisville to lose Haley Van Lyth, but that's Flau'jae Johnson.
Yeah. They're just fun to watch.
They got the rapper on the team. It's a cool little team to watch. I like that. That's a good answer. All right, so out of your 3 years in high school basketball, what would you say was the best person that you've had to guard?
I'd probably say Kinsley Feltner from Lawrence County. I've played her for 3 years now, and she's now playing at a D1 college, I think. So, but she's just a good all-around player. So she's probably the hardest.
You've heard it from 2 girls so far, Kinsley Feltner. So must be a tough guard. All right, and here's my last one. With the way that you play, what player would you say you play like or resemble?
From Iowa, Monica Sanano, I think is her last name. She's just a strong player in the paint, but I like her attitude more and how she is on the court, and she's always really humble on the court. So.
Yeah, I like that a lot. She's a very good teammate.
Yeah, she's a good teammate.
Yes.
That's what I like.
That's a dynamic duo in Iowa, ain't it?
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good answer. I really like that.
Yeah.
Well, You got
Well,
anything that you want to
I
say,
don't.
Coach?
No, I don't. I wish you nothing but the best this season, and thank you so much for coming on here and interviewing with us. I hope you guys have had a great time. We have another special guest that you guys don't know about, and you're going to want to see this here in a minute. We'll be back with you in just a second.
Good job.
Good job. Awesome.
Stop by Eric Homa Drug today and let them fill your prescription. Eric Homa Drug has been serving the Chapmanville community for over 46 years. They're a proud supporter of the Chapmanville Tigers and all mountain athletes. Gracie and Tate merchandising has become a staple here in the Danville and Madison community. They'll make sure you find that treasure that's been eluding you. Everything you need under one roof. New items at discounted prices right here at Gracie and Tate Merchandising. Go Skyhawks! .606 Hemp now has a new location in Coal Run, right outside Pikeville. For all your CBD, kratom, and vape items, come see us. If Pikeville's too far, we got locations in Painesville and Fort Gay. We look forward to seeing you soon. Come on down to Pink Elephant Gun and Pawn. We got you covered on handguns, shotguns, long rifles, ammo, and more. We got great deals on jewelry, tools, game systems, guitars, banjos, drums. No matter whether you're buying or selling, we make sure you walk out our door happy and satisfied. Pink Elephant is under new ownership, and they're located at the foot of Walmart Hill in Prestonsburg, Kentucky. We look forward to seeing you. If you don't find what you're looking for there, go to Pink Elephant 2, located in Coal Run.
Serving the area one truck at a time for over 60 years, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling is in your neighborhood each and every day, working to keep your family warm and comfortable. With cooler days ahead and winter right around the corner, now's the time to schedule your home HVAC system tune-up and preventive maintenance. If you need a new system and received a quote from another company, give Mullen a chance to take a second look. Right now, we're offering 0% financing on a new Ream home system and includes a 10-year worry-free warranty. Remember, Mullen Plumbing, Heating.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Ethan Cummings, co-host Sam Collier. Very special guest, Miss Haley Dameron with us. Thank you for being here with us today and letting us interview you. Once again, I'm going to dive right into this. So, Haley, we saw that you committed to the KCU to play at the collegiate level, right? Talk a little bit about some other teams you looked at and why KCU was the school for you.
I had some interest from Center and UVA-Wise, and I had a visit over at Milligan. They gave me an official offer, but when I visited KCU, I really loved the campus, and then after getting to talk to Coach Kahn, she made me feel really welcomed over there, and it's close to home, and I know people over there.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. It's always great to have a player on here that's committed to play at the collegiate level. You're actually our first. You are our first collegiate commit player on this show, so thank you for being here. Looking at it last year, you averaged 11.1 points per game. I think that was leading the team, and you were second in rebounding, 5.1 rebounds per game. Talk a little bit about the role that you played last year and if that role is going to change this year.
I had to step into a leader role last year, on and off the court, and this year I'm just going to work on getting more vocal with the girls and stuff, but stat-wise, it's up in there. I don't really know how it's going to be, but I'm just going to do whatever it takes to get the win. Wouldn't it be points, rebounds, assists?
That's what schools look for.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great answer because a lot of kids, and a lot of kids would come on here and say, "Yeah, I got to get my 20 or 25." No, she just wants to win. She don't care what she gets. I love that. So that's great. It's a great answer. Going back. Take us through this summer and how Coach Thacker and his staff has prepared you and your teammates for this tough schedule. Also speak on your teammates that aren't here and how they're going to contribute to the team.
We played a lot of games this summer, like a lot, and we went to a lot of camps. But, playing all those different teams, I think it really gave us a sight what it's going to be like this year and what we need to work on and what we need to get better at. And we've been in the weight room a lot this summer too. So, but players, we have Pente, who's got better at her handles and just becoming a better point guard. Lacey's still a really good shooter. She's aggressive on the boards. And then we've got Collins and Carly coming off the bench who will really help us. And our bench is just going to be really strong this year.
That's good.
Well, and if I'm a betting man, I would say you guys feed off Coach Thacker's energy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've got a team right now, and I can kind of relate to Coach Thacker. Is like, if I'm not up, like, screaming and running the floor and fist pumping, like, they're not playing, right? And I get that vibe from Coach Thacker. He's just a great dude, right? And I could tell you firsthand they did play a lot of games this summer because me and him was a lot alike, and I know he played as many as they'll let him, right? So, yeah, no, listen, those are great answers, Coach Sammy.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to ask you a fun one right here. Last year you seemed to have much success from the free throw line. Tell me a little bit about how you're able to get to the line so much during the game and what you do to, just try and draw fouls.
Well, I like to mix it up a lot. I shoot a lot of outside shots, mid-range threes, but they're not always falling every game.
Right.
So, I drive in, draw contact, and start getting warmed up on the line and stuff.
I like that. If the shots ain't falling, get to the line, get warmed up. That way, whenever you do go to shoot it again, the confidence is there, and it'll start. Whoa, we got another special guest coming on the show. Watch out now. We got a killer bee. All right, with another one right here. This is one that I like to ask too. Who is your favorite artist or song that you like to listen to before a game that gets you hyped up, pumped up? You can say whoever it is,
I really love Elvis Presley.
Wow, I love that. The king, baby.
That's a first.
I like that.
That's a first. I was not expecting
Elvis
that.
Presley. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's throwback. That's a
for
throwback.
real.
Hot take. I'm taking
I
it.
think my mama would like that. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say this one right here. With the way that you play, what player would you say you play like or resemble?
Well, my dad always tells me I play a lot like Larry Bird. I'm pretty creative with my passes and stuff, and I shoot outside, so.
I like that a lot. Larry Bird was really good. People say that Larry Bird wouldn't last in today's league. I think that they're completely wrong. That's just a part of basketball that will never be able to be guarded because you didn't know what he was going to do. He was going to mix it up on you every single game. I mean, he had 30-something points with his left hand one time. So I like that a lot. That's a really good answer.
And I'm going to ask you one more real quick. Same thing I asked Jaden earlier. If there's one game on the schedule that you say that I'm giving it my all, who's that one team that you're like, we're beating them. I don't care what I got to do.
I'd say our competition this year, I think our district is really good this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say really any of our district games because we really want to be number one this year.
Well, and I know with you guys and Coach Thacker's energy, there's always a shot for you guys to be number one. I wish you guys nothing but the best of luck. Listen, guys, these girls have been great, but it's time to put Coach Thacker on the spot when we come back from commercial. Remember, if you have questions, comment them. We'll ask him. He's only prepped for our questions. He's not going to be prepped for yours. Put him on the spot. Get us some comments. We'll see you out here in a second.
Come meet the wonderful staff at the Del Barton Quick Shop. They got all your cold food needs along with tobacco needs. And while you're down there, check out their award-winning hot food items. Once again, located in Del Barton, West Virginia, the Quick Shop.
At Giovanni's Pizza in West Logan, we got subs, calzones, wings, pizza, and more. Stop by today. Great service with great deals. We also got a newly renovated and remodeled dining room where you can enjoy your game day celebrations or relax after a trail ride. We look forward to seeing you at Giovanni's in Logan, West Virginia. Come on down to Three Guys Pizza and Brew in Williamson, West Virginia. We're located on the corner of Harvey Street and 3rd Avenue. We got great deals on pizzas, sandwiches, and more. You get great service with great pricing. Enjoy your birthday or ball games with us here at Three Guys Pizza and Brew. Look forward to seeing you.
If you're injured in a car wreck, don't delay. Give me a call today, Justin Markham. Here at Markham Law Office, we will fight for you. Don't settle for a handshake and a small check from the insurance companies. Give us a call. Don't take on the big insurance companies alone. We will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Here at Markham Law Office, you're more than a client. You're family, and we take care of family. Give me a call, Justin Markham, attorney at law.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Ethan Cummings, co-host Sam Collier, special guest, Coach Cory Thacker. Coach, man, I appreciate you being on here.
We appreciate you guys having us.
Listen, me and this guy go way back, so I'm not afraid to ask. I'll ask him. I'm not afraid to even ask him what color his underwear is on here.
Golly.
I'm not. Moving on. Look, let's dive into this. You're year 2, Betsy Lane Lady Bobcats. You're coming into this season with very high expectations. Talk a little bit about how you guys have prepped all summer.
Well, our goal this off season was, weight room and conditioning. That was our number one focus. Being such a young team last year, having the schedule we did, playing in the district we did with, Floyd Central and Lawrence County and Prestonsburg, being in that top 10, all year in the rankings, we knew we had to get more physical. We had to get stronger. We had to get quicker. So luckily, Cory Hayes worked with us, and we got a 8-week program that we used this summer. That was great for our girls. Our girls responded great with it, and we carried it over a little bit past 8 weeks. But we really seen a growth of maturity, not only our bodies, but mentally, physically. We grew up in the weight room this summer, and we got in a little better shape. And that's key to the way we want to be playing come January. So that was the biggest thing for this summer, was to get in the weight room, get stronger, and buy into that. Less time with the ball in our hand. So,
with this being your second season, being the head coach of the Lady Bobcats, talk a little about your staff members and what your goals and expectations for them and what their roles will be on your staff coming into this season.
Well, first, when I first took the job, I guess you could call me an outsider.
Mm-hmm.
I've been at Betsy Lane in Floyd County for 9 years now, ever since I met my wife. So I don't consider myself an outsider. I just didn't go to that school.
Right.
So I wanted to surround myself with the best possible people that I could from the community. And, first, Brennan Case and Dee Dee Martin is what people know her as, but it's Dee Dee Hamilton. They're on my coaching staff, and not only just great knowledge minds of the game. They both played at high level Betsy Lane basketball. I mean that's as high as it got. When they was playing, and historical stuff. Just their knowledge of the game, the people that they are, the character that they bring to us. What they have the same goals that I have with molding these young girls. Absolutely. Outside of basketball. Because once we put our minds together, the basketball takes care of itself. But I wanted to surround myself with the best people for the young ladies that we're trying to put out in the community as doctors and nurses and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
But as far as our goals, our goals are all the same. We want to be competitive. We want to win. They want to win. But the goal is, what are we making these after school's over?
School. Absolutely.
So, and that's what I've done. You couldn't ask for a better staff, than what I got. I wouldn't. We got another coach who had to take a back seat this year. Yeah, he had a new child. Kind of like Coach over here.
Right.
He had to take a back seat with Nathan Martin. He's another historical figure in the Betsy Lane community. He's there, but you'll not see him on the bench as much this year because he does have a new kid. But those are the 3 people that I wanted to surround myself with that would make me a better coach, a better person, hold me accountable, hold the girls accountable, and that's what we got.
That's good.
We looked at your schedule, Coach, and you open up with a pretty tough home opener in Breathitt County. I guess they're the Bobcats too, right? Yeah. Breathitt County Bobcats. What have you and your staff done to prepare your team for this tough of a matchup this early in the season?
Well, really was this summer, like Haley spoke on. We played 28 games this summer. A lot of teams, they cut off at 10, 12. We went to 2 camps, which, the camps are great because you get to play 4 to 6 games when you're down there. So those are great. We played a lot of different teams, fast teams, big teams, zone teams, pressing teams. And I think the girls are well prepared from that experience because they got a whole year last year, 28 games together. But those 28 games that group's played together, and you got, teams like Pikeville, that core's played together for 4 years. We had a lot of catching up to do. So that 28 games kind of sped it up a little bit. Instead of it being year 2, we feel like it's year 3 of going into this season with the experience we got. We're still young. You spoke of 2 seniors. We're still young, even though our seniors are very young seniors. Yeah. But those games really prepared us. And we got to watch Breathitt play the other day. And the good thing is, I like playing teams that we don't see every day. You can watch as much film as you want, but at the end of the day, who shows up and does what they do best that day. Yeah. So,
Absolutely.
I think we'll be prepared for, not just Breathitt County, for every game that we play.
Most definitely.
Looking back at your last year record, you guys had a 7-21 record last season. You went out and put together a tougher schedule this season. Talk a little about how you went about the scheduling, and talk about some of the tougher matchups you have coming into this season.
Well, last year was a learning curve for all of us. We didn't know. Well, myself, going from boys to girls, I didn't know who the top teams, the obvious top teams are in our region. But you don't only just want to play region teams; you want to play teams outside your region. This year, we wanted to make sure we got an opportunity to play everybody in this region. With the super region, you don't know what your draw is going to be, how it's going to be. So you at least want one game with everybody you got.
Yep.
And we was fortunate enough, we got everybody in the region this year on our schedule, besides Martin and Johnson and Pikeville. But Johnson Central and Martin County, they're in the Christmas tournament in our bracket that we're going to. So there's an opportunity.
So you'll get a chance to play against them as well.
Win or lose, you're going to get a chance to play one of them.
Yeah.
So we get to face everybody. In All A, you don't know what's going to happen, but hopefully it gets drawn out. And, you get to play a Pikeville, or someone of that nature. But going into this, we wanted to prepare them for what we want. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people want to. Wins and losses mean everything.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, the district wins. Did you win district? Did you win region? Because there's not banners hanging up for people that went 20-5 but didn't win district.
Absolutely not.
We're preparing for a district run, a region run, because we got the same group. Collectively, we lose 2 seniors this year, 3 seniors next year, but collectively, you got the same team from last year for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
You lose key pieces, but you keep the majority of your team. So you got 4-year span of this team. We want to make sure every year the schedule's getting tougher, the competition's getting tougher. So we want to make sure they're prepared for the district run, no matter what the season looks like.
Yeah, I agree with you.
One thing before you get to that question, you mentioned the super region.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on that? Because I'm a huge fan, and some people aren't, but I'm a huge fan of the super region. So what's your thoughts? How does that shake up things in the 15th region?
I think it's up in the air. Like last year, for example, and I'm just throwing this out last year. And probably this year too. In girls' side, we'll just keep it on girls' side. Johnson Central, Martin County, Paintsville, 3 of the top 5 or 6 teams in the girls' side last year, and one of those teams didn't even get to make it the region. In my opinion, I thought Johnson Central was the 2nd or 3rd best team in the region and didn't even make it. With super region like that, it allows, because everybody has a bad
Everybody
game.
has a chance too.
And then it allows everybody, if you're playing like us, for example, last year, we ended the season 4-5. I'm not saying that it would have been any different playing anybody outside of Lawrence County, but what if we would have got to play?
Yeah.
On how we was playing at that time, if we would have got a second chance, I guess you could call it, who would we have got matched up with? Would we advance? I like it, but then again, I don't like it because you got. But I guess at the end of the day, the right 8 teams is going to make it to the Expo Center in the 15th region. So I'm for it. I'm for it because it allows you to, when you do perform bad, if you perform bad twice, you're out. But if you perform bad once and you got upsets happen every single year.
Yes, they do.
But now when that upset happens, you get to redeem yourself.
Yeah.
If it's an upset. So I like it. I'm for it.
I agree with you, man. I really get March Madness vibes. I am so excited to watch this region tournament play out. You don't even know. But go ahead. I think you had another question
I
for
got
him.
another question for you, Coach. Who would you consider to be your leaders on this team? And what are your expectations for these leaders coming into this season?
Well, first, we challenge 1 through 14 to lead by example on and off the court.
Absolutely.
Classroom, weight room, in the gym, in the locker room. They all do a very good job. That we got freshmen that are vocal, sophomores, juniors, seniors that are vocal. But we let the girls vote on speaking captains, and that means when the going gets tough, those girls has got to be the ones that speak up. Those are the ones that everyone else is looking to hold them accountable, call them up to our standards. Not call them out, but call them up to our standards. And of course, we got Haley, it's a speaking captain, Lacey Hall and Jaden Pente. Those are our speaking captains. But we ask each girl, every row on this team, to be a vocal leader.
Yep.
So that's just kind of the culture we want to have. All of them. If a freshman speaks up and they're out working you or they're doing something right and they they call you up because you're not closing out correctly. Listen to that freshman. They've been in this system for 2 years. You know, if you're a new player and say a new player came out and she's a junior, it doesn't matter if it's a freshman or a senior. Anybody can lead on this team. You got to lead by example. So that's something we kind of hang our hats on.
I like that, man. And you know, I got another one for you too. Is you look at your coaching career. You started your high school coaching career. I know you had a long history in middle school, but high school coaching career, you started at Prestonsburg under Casey Huff with the boys program, and then you moved to take on the girls program at Betsy Lane. What was it like coaching under Coach Huff, and what's the difference in being a boys assistant and a girls head coach?
Okay. Well, coaching under Casey, I say it's one of the best minds I've ever sat under. Yeah. It's one of the best minds I've ever spoke with in high school basketball. He very knowledgeable. He's a student of the game. He actually sped my process up. I thought I was 2 years away from being a head coach. When I got with him, we even talked about it. We thought I was 2 years away, 2 years under him, start looking for the right job. And that 1 year under him, I learned so much more about the game, not just the X's and O's, just about the locker room, how to run a program the right way, all the stuff that people don't consider when running a program. I mean, you're well aware of what I'm speaking of. He still to this day helps me. We had a conversation, this morning, last night. It allowed me to step in day one and be ready. And instead of stepping into a situation and not being prepared, I can say he prepared me. I'm going to say better than I thought I was going to be prepared for. He allowed me to do this a year sooner. And as far as switching from the boys to girls, it was a big transition. It was a big transition. Boys, athleticism, talent, shooting from the volleyball line, all that stuff, high flying dunks, entertaining. Let's be realistic. The crowds come for the boys' games. But the joy of the girls is you get to show up every single day and you get to watch them develop. You get to teach every day.
Yep.
You get to teach every single day. You get to watch them in practice. Oh, she wasn't doing this last week. She's doing it now. Right? Boys, it takes that the longevity to see the growth in it. But the girls, you see it every single day. Every play, every rep, you see their growth. And that's the joy that I take in the girls.
Well, that's awesome, and that's a great answer. Listen, we've still got more questions for Coach Thacker. We're going to take a short break when we come back. Remember, guys, if you have any questions yourself, comment them in the comment section. We'll ask Coach Thacker. He'll be more than happy to answer. We'll be back with you in just a moment.
Let the folks at Double Quick help you start your 2022 off right. They've brought back the Bourbon Pecan Coffee for a limited time only. You can also quench your thirst with the great deals on fountain drinks they offer daily. Double Quick is your one-stop shop for everything. They offer breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can stop by one of their many storefront locations spread throughout eastern Kentucky. Stop by and let Double Quick make your day better. If you're looking for a friendly and fun atmosphere to enjoy your daily cuisine, come to Cheech's Pizza in Lenore, West Virginia. Cheech's Pizza has world-renowned cheese sticks, delicious pizza, and the best subs in the pizza and pasta game. Don't forget to take advantage of our milkshake shop located inside. Bring your family down to meet ours. We are the place that treats you like family from the second you pull in the parking lot. We look forward to seeing you here at Cheech's Pizza. Come by and see us here at Castle's Jewelry and Gifts. Let us help you make a memory that's going to last. Castle's Jewelry has been family owned and family operated since 1937. They have the largest selection at the lowest prices. We look forward to seeing you here at Castle's.
Kentucky Farm Bureau agents wear a lot of hats. They're coaches, volunteers, church members, neighbors, someone who's there when you need them, especially when you need them most. That may be a lot of hats, but they're all the perfect fit. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Welcome back, Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Ethan Cummings, co-host Sam Collier, special guest, Coach Cory Thacker. Thanks for being with us, Coach, once again. Let's dive right into these. You returned the majority of your team this season. Talk a little about what it means for this program to keep these girls playing in the same system for 2 straight seasons, and how will that benefit you guys?
Oh, yeah, it's huge. A lot of our team come from John M. Stumbo. A lot of our team came from Betsy Lane. So get them in the same system, because I believe one of the girls spoke earlier was when I got there, Haley was the only girl with legit varsity experience. There was in a game minutes, situational minutes, but she was the only one with a bulk of varsity experience. So last year was kind of we call it the tryout. That was trying out. We was a JV team playing a varsity schedule.
Yeah.
So, year 2 is huge for us because, like we said, our bodies matured in the weight room, but mentally these girls have grown up. The maturity level is what I'm most proud of so far this off season is how mature that 15-year-old was last year to that 16-year-old this year, and then that 17-year-old to the 18-year-old this year. That's been the biggest thing with the 2 years, because now we can walk in the gym. They know what we expect. They know what practice we're running. They know what the drills are. You're not teaching the drills. You're perfecting it all this year. So year 2 is huge, being in the same program.
Yeah, that's awesome. One player we haven't got to talk about yet. Let's talk about Miss PG herself, Jaden Pente, for a minute. Jaden runs your offense. She also scores well too, averaging 7 points per game last season. Talk a little about Jaden's work ethic and how much she has improved over the summer.
Jaden is one of the ones who have matured mentally a lot. She's a very young sophomore. If I'm not mistaken, she may be younger than some of our freshmen.
Oh, wow.
So, yes. She was one that the COVID year, age-wise was huge for, but she didn't take advantage of it because skill-wise, she's where she needs to be.
Yeah.
But, her role's changed a little bit this year. Last year, she was that point guard. She had to get the ball at the court. Everybody's pressing you because you're young. They expect you to turn it over. She was put in a tough situation as a true freshman coming in and starting varsity. This year, we've challenged her to score more. I know a lot of people didn't get to see it, but her coming out party was the Shelby Valley game in the All-A. She had 17 third point quarter.
Oh, wow.
17 points in the third quarter. Wow. We moved her to the wing. She was lights out. Actually, we was down 13. She brought us back in the third quarter. So where we've challenged her, these girls have challenged her. I know personally they've challenged her like, hey, we can't win if you don't score.
Yep.
Very good scorer, but she loves to facilitate the basketball. She loves the point guard position because she likes to get people involved. She's huge to our team. I mean, she's the ideal player. After practice, she's staying after getting shots up. She's working with the underclassmen. If she sees something in their shot that she thinks that may help, she'll sit there for 30 minutes, not touch a basketball. She'll work with them. So, Jaden Pente is one of those girls that everybody wants on their team. Just a positive attitude to be around, laughs when she needs to laugh, serious when she needs to be serious.
Yeah. That's awesome. It's always good to have a player like that can just really do it all. Coach?
Yeah, you got Lacey Hall, you got Carly Williams, Maddie Collins, Lakin Ward, and some other names we have yet to mention. Speak on Lacey and Lakin a little bit and the improvements that you have seen them make throughout this offseason.
Lacey, these are the stats that you don't look at, right? We asked the girls this summer, it's crazy, I was having a conversation this weekend about it, but we asked the girls, if there's a ball rolling down the floor, and somebody had to dive on it to save your life, who you vote on? All 14, Lacey Hall. Right? She's that girl, go run through that wall.
She's your go-getter.
Don't ask why, but just go run through the wall. She gonna run through the wall, come back and tell you she can't knock the wall down. What she got to do to run through it? How's she gonna get through it?
I love that.
She's your, I'm gonna say 5'2".
Oh wow.
And she'll guard the 5, she'll guard the 4, she'll guard the 1. She's real physical. She's a real physical player. Sometimes too physical, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
But and the thing of her game that she doesn't use a lot is she's a heck of a shooter. Oh. She's lefty. Lefties shoot real good anyways.
Yes, they do.
But when she gets her feet set, we can tell her all the time. We can tell when you're going to make it. Your left leg dips a little further than your right. But she's one of those players that, you got to have the 50-50 balls. If she's got to be a 5 for a game, she don't like it because she's 5'2", but she'll be a 5 for a game. Yep. And she's great. Lakin Ward, her biggest thing this year was getting healthy. Last year, she was rolling into the rotation. She's another senior we got. She was rolling into the rotation. COVID, flu, just a lot of sickness last year.
Yes.
But she's a really, really fundamentally sound player. She handles the ball well. Right now we're working her as that, kind of a 3-4.
Yeah.
Because she's got a really good shot. She can handle the basketball. But her frame allows her to play down, not like back to the basket down low, but defensively a 4.
Yeah.
Y'all mentioned some other names here. Carly Williams, she's a phenomenal track star, but she's a great basketball player too. She's really quick, really, really, really on ball. She plays really good on ball defense. And our thing right there is, last year we ran a defense and we stuck with that defense. Yeah. This year we got multiple defenses, and situationally, Carly's going to be that key to that defense. Just like this other defense, Haley may be the key piece that you got to have in there, and you can surround them with 4 other pieces. Yep. So it's real situational. But Carly's developed her game a lot too. Her shots got better this year. We have asked her to slow the game down because she is so fast. But slow the game down, slow the shot down, and we've seen her. These last 2 scrimmages, she's knocked some shots down that last year she'd have rushed and not made it. But this year she was able to slow it down, and she's learning. She's a junior, and like I said, this is year 2 of varsity experience for these girls. Yep. So they're all learning. And then y'all mentioned another name there, Maddie Collins. Not a lot of people know about Maddie Collins, and that's great. She was actually in the All-Star game up here that D&D held. Yep. And I think she was runner-up or something, and player of the game or something like that. She played last year. She wasn't physically. She's been ready for varsity, but mentally she wouldn't allow herself to, like Kenley said, come out of your comfort zone. Yeah. This year we think she has. She's worked really hard in the weight room. She's got more physical. She's got more vocal. She's got more comfortable with our program, and she's going to be one of those that we're hoping to work into the varsity rotation because she brings a lot to this team as a freshman. She's a 6-foot guard. Yeah. You don't see those every day. And she's another left-handed player that left-handed girl. It just looks smooth. Yes. It's hard to defend.
It's harder to guard.
It's harder to defend. So we got other girls. Because the thing is, varsity or not, we got girls coming off from cheerleading that hasn't been a big part up till now because our cheerleaders they went to Lexington, and I forgot what the competition was called, but they came out and they got a bid to Florida, so that was huge. Oh wow! But Kristen Howe, she played last year. She's another one of those players like Carly, really defensive-minded player that we're trying to develop an offensive game, right? And that is going to be in that varsity rotation. It's just we're getting her caught up where she's been a cheerleader. And then you got your young girls who are developing too. You got Madison Hunt, who we call the baby. You got new girls like, Layton Keithley, Serenity, Harlan. We got a bunch of new faces too. So I appreciate you guys throwing them in there. That's a good.
Oh, anytime, Coach. We love giving these players.
So from what I've taken from this interview so far is your team's a very defensive-minded team.
We want to be.
So they've got the physicalness now after the summer. They're defensive-minded. Do you think that they're going to be a team that people are going to be like, okay, well, we know that they're going to play good defense against us?
Well, we want them to have that mindset. We're still young, so we expect a lot of ups and downs, offensively, defensively. We're still going to be that young mindset, but we're going to know how to respond because of last year. Yeah. We spend more time on defense than we do anything else because, yes, defense
wins ball games.
It does. It does win ball games. It does win championships. But you still got to be able to put the ball in the hole.
Absolutely.
So, the defense, the new thing is these girls have, played in certain systems their whole life that here's the defense, here's what we're running. You run a 2-3, I run a 2-3. We may teach it 2 totally different ways. Right. Or, you may teach your man one way, coach may teach his man one way. And not that either one of them's wrong, but I may teach it another way. Right. That's been the key thing is, we got a lot of defensive-minded players that we're trying to put more offense into and a lot of offensive-minded players that we're trying to build up on defense. So, we want everybody to know that, the physicality, we're ready, the defensive mind, we're ready. And we play, I know the record doesn't show it last year, but we kept a lot of teams last year under their season average.
I will say, watching you guys from the start of the year to district time, you guys were a totally different your team, man. Me and you had I think we had a phone conversation
Many times,
about this. I was like, listen, you guys were playing so hard, and the energy was there. I know you fell short, but you would have seriously thought like you guys were region contenders right in that moment, in that game, because just everything. I mean, your energy, their energy, the way they were playing, and it was phenomenal to watch them grow from the beginning to the end last year. So I can only imagine what you guys are going to be this season.
We appreciate that. We said, I don't do moral victories. There's no moral victories. But going into halftime against Lawrence County in the district tournament, within a 6-point ball game, and everyone in the gym just bright-eyed, myself included, of how the girls responded defensively. We challenged them defensively. Let the game come, but defensively, here's what we're going to do, and they done it to a T. And the strength, the conditioning, and just the maturity level of Lawrence County outlasts us the second half. But you're exactly right. I mean, you're exactly right. We grew so much over the season, and it's great to hear other people seeing that too.
Oh, most definitely.
All right, Coach. I got one more, and then I'll let him take over. What would you consider to be a successful season for you as a coach and your program this season?
This season in general?
This season in general.
This season in general, like the girls spoke, not going to put a number. I'm not going to say, we want to get 10 wins or double our wins. We want to win the games that we should win. Yes. We want to be competitive in every game we play in. And we feel like we got a schedule to where we can compete in every single game.
Yeah.
And, at the end of the day, the better team is going to come out on top. A successful season this year is that, these girls have individual goals. We have team goals. We got a board. Actually, it's a dry erase board. We made them write it permanent, because we don't want to mark it off. We don't want to change those goals. We just want to mark them out as we can, of course, the ultimate goal, everybody, win a district.
Yeah.
Get out of the first round in region. The All-A, we got the first, we want to be in the championship game in All-A. That's the obvious, that's the obvious goals for a successful season. But another thing is growth. We want to see these girls, we do hiking trips every year. And we looked at pictures from last year and this year. And just the growth of them, their personality, how open they are with us coaches now, how comfortable they are with us coaches now, their bodies, everything has changed. And we just want to see that continue. We want to see their, everything on the court's great. That's going to take care of itself. But we want to see them grow up this year off the court also. But as far as on the court goes, we want to be ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
We don't want to be we're playing Betsy Lane. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do we really got to play Betsy Lane? That's where we want to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
We want to get the historical program that Betsy Lane once was. We don't want to wait 2 years for it. We want it to happen now. By the end of the year, we want to be like, all right, Betsy Lane's back on the map. And whatever comes along with that, we're going to be pleased with it.
Before we move on to the next question, we got a couple comments. Susan Stevens says, "Go Lady Cats." And then Katie Thacker says, "My favorite coach, go Lady Cats."
Ooh, yeah, I think I know her.
You know her?
Yeah, it's my wife, I believe.
No, but hey, Coach, I've got one more for you, man. There's been a rule change this year, right? Used to there was 10 fouls to a double bonus, or you get 6. A past 6 is 1-on-1. But the new rule, it's fouls reset each quarter. Every time you get after 5 team fouls, it's 2 shots. How much does that change the game, and is that going to affect you and your team at all?
Well, this summer so far, which not summer, the preseason so far, it's kind of slowed the girls' game down. And what I mean by that is, which is not you're not seeing it in full effect because the preseason games, 1 free throw counts for 2, so you're not on the line as much. But I think it's a double-edged sword for boys. I think it's going to hurt the boys' game.
Yeah.
Because boys are more physical, they play harder.
Yeah.
Depends on how you call the game. Right, for girls, I think it's going to be good because the teams that try to play the boys' style that, may have the advantage by playing that physical defense that this game is going to be called, this game is not. At the end of the day, you better be ready to shoot some free throws.
Yeah.
I think the teams that are prepared, I don't think it's going to benefit or hurt us either way because, the way we play and how we're going to play, we're going to be ready for free throws or the defensive side. But I'm okay with the rule. I'm okay with the rule because, it's ultimately the same thing. Besides, it resets every quarter.
Yeah.
So I just think it makes us coaches do more, which is great. It makes us coaches game plan more, prep more, and use your bench more, all that stuff. I think it allows us to, dig deeper into what we're doing. So it's no issue for us.
Most definitely. I have mixed feelings about it. But then again, I coach boys, so it makes it a little bit tougher on us. But actually, I think it makes it tougher.
Think back to what was it, Johnson Central and Eastridge?
Yeah.
Right? Holding the ball for overtime.
Yeah.
Have that ruling there, maybe that game's different. Maybe it's not, I don't know, but maybe it's different.
That's true. That is true. Well, Coach, man, I appreciate you being here, and we hopefully throughout the season, if you have another Sunday free, we'll get you and the girls back, talk about midway through the season, right before we get into some district matchups and stuff. So
Absolutely.
I appreciate you being here, guys. We'll be back with you in just a second. We'll have hot takes for you when we come back.
I can't wait for this.
Stop by and see Kendall Shop Florist in Chapmanville, West Virginia for all your floral arrangement needs. Whether it's a wedding, funeral, prom, etc., Kendall Shop Florist has you covered. Kendall Shop Florist has been serving the Chapmanville community for over 47 years, and they're not about to stop now. Give them a call at 304-855-7611. Looking for a good printing company? Come to Custom Print and Design in South Williamson, Kentucky. Mike Stafford can take care of all your needs. Whether it's game day gear, election ads, or just business material, they can do it. They can embroider, screen print, digital printing, signs and banners, decals and labels, business forms, vinyl lettering, team apparel, ad specialty, and more. Come see us at Custom Print and Design in South Williamson. If you're tired of going to the pharmacy and getting treated like just another person, and you want to get back to the days where your pharmacist feels like family, come see us at Pine Mountain Pharmacy in Whitesburg, Kentucky. We treat you like family from the second you walk through the door. Get curbside service with all your pharmaceutical needs. We look forward to seeing you right here at Pine Mountain Pharmacy.
No plan? No problem. Just wing it, and we'll do the rest. Plump and juicy? You got it. Fried to perfection? Always. Sauced and tossed, or naked if you prefer. It's always your choice at Geno's. Whether it's a 6 or 10 piece of our famous original wings, or our tasty traditional wings, or a 10-ounce portion of our tender boneless wings, we'll leave your mouth watering for more. We promise we won't wing it, but you should. Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House. Just wing it.
Come by and see us at Menace Mexican Grill in Chapmanville, West Virginia. Get some yum yum in your tum-tum. We got the best Mexican cuisine in Logan County. You get great service with great food. Menace Mexican Grill is a proud supporter of the Chapmanville Tigers and all mountain athletes.
The Black Friday sale is on now at Kemper's. Kemper is letting you choose how you want to save, and the offers are incredible. On top of great sale prices store-wide, take an extra 10% off the lowest marked sale price on everything you buy, and Kemper will pay your sales tax too. Or get up to 72 months, 6 full years interest-free. Look for amazing doorbuster deals throughout the store during the Black Friday sale at your favorite Kemper store.
Come by and see us here at Castle's Jewelry and Gifts. Let us help you make a memory that's going to last. Castle's Jewelry has been family owned and family operated since 1937. They have the largest selection at the lowest prices. We look forward to seeing you here at Castle's. Smoking Hot Vape Shop in Inez, Kentucky carries a wide selection of disposable vapes, juice, mods, batteries, and accessories, as well as a great selection of Delta products. Smoking Hot guarantees authenticity of products and allows you to try before you buy on disposable products using a sanitary test tip. Open 7 days a week. Stop in and check them out. Find them on Facebook or visit their website, SmokingHotKY.com, for complete hours. Stop by and see your friends at the end of Route 3.
Welcome back, Coach's Corner, and I have been dreading this day all week. First thing we're going to talk about is the recap of the Kentucky and Louisville game. And as you can tell, I am not ashamed of my Cardinals.
He should be.
Shh, let me talk. Listen, I'm going to let these guys have plenty of time to hash at me and go after me. But before I do this, I just want to give you a little note on some other rivalry games that went on that nobody expected to be close. University of Georgia, by their knowledge, is the number one team in college football. They play Georgia Tech, who is in the back of the ACC. Terrible. Back of the ACC, Georgia only beats them 31-23. Bama plays Auburn. Bama literally got that last. It should not have been 33-21. It was like 24-21, and then they got that pick six at the end. Clemson and South Carolina, SEC and ACC rivalry. Clemson wins in a close one, 16-7. Listen, guys, the definition of rivalry, right? When you have a team, I want to speak on the Louisville and Kentucky game and the Georgia and Georgia Tech game. Like, nobody expected Georgia Tech to be in that game. But when you are a team that has had a really bad season and the one game you're looking towards is that rivalry game, you are literally going to give it everything you have, right? And so I felt like that was Kentucky Saturday. Right, I felt like that was what they were playing for. That meant like it was make or break for them. And I felt like Louisville wasn't playing that way. I felt like Louisville, and you could go back and watch press conferences leading up to the game. A lot of times Coach Brom and the players would mention the Florida State game because they were looking more towards the ACC championship. That's a huge game. I wouldn't be surprised if the reason we got beat is because we kind of overlooked Kentucky when we shouldn't have. Listen, Kentucky played well. I will give props to them. Coach Stoops coached a very well game, very creative game, him and Lee and Cole. I think that Ray Davis was a beast. He was great that day. I still think him and Jawar Jordan are the top two running backs in the nation. And I think you're going to see a different Louisville team this Saturday when we play in the ACC championship. Now, I will say that I think here's what I think happened, right, is I think that our defense got tired, right? I really do. Our secondary was banged up. And I'm not making excuses, but I will say this, had Louisville won, you wouldn't have seen the Facebook post that you've seen from Kentucky fans, because really, I would be embarrassed as a Kentucky fan because y'all acted like you won the Super Bowl after you beat Louisville. I mean, that's just like that. Like, you would have thought if you didn't know about the game going on, you would have thought that Kentucky won the Super Bowl, man.
It's a rivalry game.
Like they had just took down the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Like that's how ridiculous that Kentucky fans were acting Saturday. So I'm going to let these guys, please remember that this is just a 10-minute segment, so let's not take it all up on the recap. You just took 5 of it. But go ahead, Sam.
Evan. I'll let you go first because he's not ready.
Recap on the game.
Well, here's the thing. He said Louisville wasn't playing as hard, but they got a shot to make the college football playoffs. So why would they not play hard to blow Kentucky out, then go beat Florida State? And have a shot of making the playoffs.
Well, I think as they were prepping, they overlooked Kentucky. I really think they started prepping for the ACC championship game because you got to remember this is the first time Louisville's ever been to an ACC championship game. I mean, I really think that they're prepping for Florida State.
They couldn't even get past the Governor's Cup.
So yeah, I mean,
I don't know where you're even. You need to quit this overlooking stuff. It's Kentucky Louisville every year. There is no overlooking.
Right.
No overlooking. That is a rivalry game. You do not overlook your rival. You want to kill them as bad as possible.
I'm just saying that game doesn't mean as much
Your top
to
10
Louisville's
ranked team and you lose
as it
to
does
an unranked
Kentucky.
team and it doesn't mean much.
And you looking back at the history, but real quick, Coach, you remember the days of Joker Phillips? When Joker Phillips, that's his name, Joker Phillips, was at Kentucky before Stoops got there.
Yeah.
You remember how awful you guys were? Well, that was us with Coach Satterfield. We were awful. And I feel like every program has that one coach that's just plain out awful. I mean, have you looked at Cincinnati this year? Awful. So, yeah, we have it. And it was just, I felt like I really enjoyed the game. Although we lost, I enjoyed the game because right then this year, Saturday day, proved to me that this rivalry's back. It's no longer a blowout either way. Like when you had Joker Phillips and we had Bobby Petrino, we blew y'all out every year. When y'all had Stoops and we had Satterfield, you blew us out every year. And so finally, we're back to a rivalry game that is going to be competitive every year because both teams have a good coach.
I don't know if I'd say that. That's a stretch.
Well, I said yesterday, I told him yesterday, Louisville fans are like Cincinnati Bengals fans. They have one good year, and they think they're on top of the world.
Yep.
I mean, and looking at the stats here, Ray Davis went for 127 yards combined with 3 touchdowns.
2 receiving.
2 receiving, that's,
I mean, who's the better running back?
Well, we'll see right here. Gerard Jordan, 92 yards combined with 2 touchdowns. So I think that answers Ethan's question here is who's the best running back?
Yeah, I mean, who's more versatile?
It's obvious Ray Davis. He had more rushing yards and receiving yards.
Absolutely, he did. And another thing, Louisville's defense, you said that they got tired. That is not an excuse. That is not an excuse.
Our secondary was banged up.
I don't want to hear it.
Oh
I don't want to hear it. When you're talking about a top-ranked defensive team.
We have one of the worst O-lines in the nation.
Where does this tiredness come in all of a sudden? Whenever y'all are beating Notre Dame and Duke and all these other teams that are ranked. Oh, yeah, you did.
We shut them out.
Oh, yeah, you did.
But that's an ACC team.
But it's an ACC team. Exactly.
This is SEC, and we're middle of the pack.
I've told you this for 3 weeks in a row. Let an ACC team
So you
play
think,
SEC.
would y'all beat Clemson?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
but you couldn't beat South Carolina, who couldn't beat Clemson.
We always lose to South Carolina when we go down there.
Yeah,
That's just
that's the good.
You can't look at that.
Even if we were good, we wouldn't lose to South
You can't look at that.
What kind of answer is that? That's awful.
I don't
That's
wanna
the
hear
worst
it.
answer
I
I've
don't
ever
wanna- I don't wanna
Moving
hear
on.
that.
I'm
No.
done with it. Both of y'all have had a chance to talk.
Elves
I had a
down. I don't
chance to
care.
talk.
Elves down.
Moving on, we have
right.
the ACC championship game. Louisville, Florida State. Louisville sitting at 10-2. Florida State sitting at 12-0. Who do you got? We'll start with you, Evan.
Give me Florida State. I just don't think Louisville is as physical as they're going to play, especially without their quarterback. They're going to run the ball, they're going to pound it, and we've seen with Ray Davis what he done to him on the ground.
Yep.
And just a couple snaps, he didn't get many rushes.
No, I got Florida State all day. This was the week for Louisville to prove if they was going to be something in this ACC championship game. You can't beat Kentucky. What makes you think you're going to beat Florida State? And in what way?
Well,
possibly?
Florida State's another. It's like the way that, here's the thing, too, right, is the way that, you know how Kentucky has in-conference rivals. They've got Tennessee. And who's another one they got? There's another one in there that they've got. It's Tennessee and Florida, right?
Yeah.
Well, for Louisville, it's Florida State and Miami.
Okay.
Those are their 2 in-conference rivals that mean something. And so I think you're going to see, I'm taking Louisville, which I'll let you get back to why you're picking Florida State, but I'm taking Louisville because I think you're going to see a Louisville team who got lost this weekend, has got a chip on their shoulder, and is going to come out ready to play. Also, you got to look Florida State. If you watched them play Florida, if Florida had, no offense to like Billy Napier, but if they had a better coach, Florida should have killed Florida State with the way they were playing.
It's an SEC team.
Florida State, their quarterback got hurt. They're playing with a backup quarterback.
Exactly.
So, I'm taking Louisville in this game. Sam, real quick, you want to tell us why before we move on?
No, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you it's because Louisville sucks. They're losing.
Okay, moving on. Stoops. Mark Stoops yesterday, the Stoops saga, right? So, we get a report last night that says Stoops is leaving for A&M.
Which was not
Then,
official
2 hours
report.
later, we get the report from the same person who got the information from the same source that says he's going to stay. So before we get to your all's thoughts on this, I'm going to go ahead and say that Mark Stoops ain't leaving Kentucky because he can win 6 games and keep his job. Anywhere else, he's getting fired. Like, that's Kentucky. 6 games, a bowl game is Kentucky's expectations for football. Like, you think, like, it don't matter if they would have went. If Louisville was the only game on their schedule that they won, they'd be walking around with puffed up chests. Oh yeah, we
Absolutely.
beat Louisville 1-10.
Absolutely.
We may have went 1-10, but
Absolutely.
we beat Louisville.
If we beat Louisville,
you know,
it's
so
always
that's
a good
not
season.
the way
always a
good
good season
programs
seeing
are.
Louisville
At
lose
Texas
to Kentucky.
A&M, you have expectations of an Alabama or a Georgia. You got to win 11 games.
Well, I mean,
if you're not winning, they're going to get rid of you. I mean,
Boosters plays a big part in Texas A&M, you know, and it's a school that's got a lot of money, and I don't blame Mark Stoops for wanting to be in that conversation to try and go to a school like that because, again, they do have a lot of money. And at the end of the day, you're trying to provide for your family and trying to get that money, but his heart is with the Kentucky Wildcats. It doesn't matter about the money to him no more.
No, it matters about job security.
Well,
it has nothing to do with heart.
And he does have a job security in Kentucky because of what he has done to turn this program around. Like you said, our program was horrible.
Yeah.
Now we're competing. I mean, we've been in the bowl game almost every single year since he's been coaching.
Like I said, 6 wins. That's the expectation.
No,
We've had way more. We've had way more than just 6 wins in the past 3 years. I don't know what kind of records you're looking at. What you're sitting there thinking in your head.
That's the expectation.
It's not an expectation.
As long as you get 6, you're good.
An expectation for Kentucky fans right now is 8, and we had 7.
We made bowl games with Satterfield, but we were still awful.
Yeah, and you lost them too.
Huh? No, we didn't. We won last year. We beat Cincinnati. We beat Cincinnati. But guess what?
Cincinnati wasn't even good
while you all were playing,
Cincinnati's not been good the past 2 years.
While you all, I'll make this real quick for a moment. While you all are playing in some, like, I think, what are y'all playing in, like double quick bowl or something?
We're doing
y'all
the double quick bowl.
Right here.
It's a Duke's Mayo.
We'll be playing at New York
We're in
City.
a Duke's Mayo.
In my 6
ACC team. We're playing another ACC team in Duke. So we'll see how good we match up then.
Real quick before we move on, Michigan State makes a hire. Jonathan Smith, who was the head coach at Washington State, who had a great season. Best of luck to you, Jonathan. And then Mississippi State hires Oklahoma's offensive coordinator and Jeff Lenny. Any surprise? You like those hires?
I like those.
Yeah, I do. I would agree.
Okay, last question here for hot takes before we move up back into high school sports. We've got the number 16th ranked Kentucky versus the number 10 ranked Miami in a basketball game. Who do you got and why?
I'm going with Kentucky, with the way that they have been playing at the beginning of this year. With just guards out on the court, I mean, no true big men. We do not have no true big men on the court right now. And for us to have put up 118 points our last game, I mean, they're just.
And it's Marshall.
I mean, it doesn't matter who it is.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't matter who it is,
yes,
man.
It does.
The way that Kentucky has been playing.
Kansas.
No, but we played against Kansas, the number 1 ranked team in the.
They ain't true number 1 ranked. That's just because they won it last year.
I'm just saying. I knew that we wasn't going to win that game, but Kentucky really surprised me with the way they played against Kansas. Yes, I'm taking Kentucky over Miami. Yes.
Give me Miami. Just until Kentucky gets a big man, I don't think they will be able to win these big-time games.
Yeah, so, like, Sammy loves to talk about the SEC and ACC and football.
SEC is the best conference in
football.
Basketball and football.
Let's talk about. I had a conversation with somebody over the weekend, and they were like, "The SEC is the NFL of college football, and the ACC is the NBA of college basketball." Which
I don't
is
know
true.
who you was talking
which
to.
is true because you look at it and you've got Duke's always in the top 5. North Carolina's always up there. Miami's always up there. Syracuse is always up there. Before Louisville was, but they've struggled the past couple of years. And I can sit and name teams all day long. So if you can talk me into agreeing with you that the SEC is great football, you have to understand that the ACC is the best basketball. Traditionally and present, they're the best basketball conference.
Traditionally,
in the nation.
I can agree with. Presently, no.
Yes,
Who's
they
better?
are.
Who's better than Duke in the SEC right now?
Kentucky's better than Duke is.
But before we get on that, because we ain't got
God.
that much time, I'm taking Miami. I think Miami beats them, but I think it's a close game. When we come back, we have Sammy's top 10 high school boys basketball teams and top 10 high school girls basketball teams. We'll be back with you in just a moment. You won't want to miss this.
606 Hemp now has a new location in Coal Run, right outside Pikeville. For all your CBD, kratom, and vape items, come see us. If Pikeville's too far, we got locations in Paintsville and Fort Gay. We look forward to seeing you soon. Come on down to Pink Elephant Gun and Pawn. We got you covered on handguns, shotguns, long rifles, ammo, and more. We got great deals on jewelry, tools, game systems, guitars, banjos, drums. No matter whether you're buying or selling, we make sure you walk out our door happy and satisfied. Pink Elephant is under new ownership, and they're located at the foot of Walmart Hill in Prestonsburg, Kentucky. We look forward to seeing you. If you don't find what you're looking for there, go to Pink Elephant 2, located in Coal Run.
Hi, this is JJ Roberts from Huntington, and when I'm back home, you will find me at my local Par-Mar store. We had that thundering herd pride at your local Par-Mar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Par-Mar app for even more savings and sign up for the Par-Mar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall and we are Par-Mar stores.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Come visit the Huntington Ale House, where you get the best steak, burgers, and brews in the Mountaineer State. It's an all-American steakhouse voted the #1 mac and cheese in West Virginia. We serve brunch all day. 48 draft beers on tap with the state's best craft beer selection. Half-price happy hour with half price on selection appetizers, drafts, and cocktails from 3 to 6 p.m. and again, 9 p.m. to close. The Huntington Ale House is also open to hosting events and parties in our upstairs section. Give us a call at 304-522-2537 or contact us via huntingtonale.com. We look forward to seeing you.
Welcome back to Coach's Corner. This is a segment I like to call Sammy's Top 10, where we go through and Sammy picks his top 10 teams, and me and Big E here get to criticize and move things around that we don't like. Sammy, at first, we've got the girls' high school basketball top 10. Who's your top 10 this week?
All right, at number 10, I've got Prestonsburg. They had a 12-18 record last year. They're coached by Brandon Kidd. I think that they may be moving up a little bit this year. They may move up in a higher spot, but right now I've got them at the 10 spot. Number 9, I've got Phelps, the Lady Hornets. You know, they're coached by Justin McCoy. They're a young team. They're still trying to get that experience rolling in. They had a 16-14 record last year. I think that's going to change this year, especially with, you know, getting to talk with Coach and all that. So, yeah, they're likely to move up also in my top 10, but right now I've got them at number 9. At number 8, I've got Perry Central. They're coached by Misty I cannot pronounce your name. I'm so sorry.
McLaurin.
Okay, I cannot pronounce your name. I am so sorry for that. You can make a meme out of me. I don't care. But I've got Perry Central at number 8. They had 17-11 record last season. You good? Number 7, I've got Pike Central. They had a 16-15 record last season. They're coached by Bobby Spears. I think that this is going to be a good team coming into this season. They're also likely to move up in my top 10, but right now I've got Pike Central at number 7.
Oh, God.
They can't shut up. That's what happens when you get two brothers in here. All right. At number 6, I've got Lawrence County. You good, bud?
Yeah. All right, let's keep it rolling.
Melinda Feltner is their coach. They had a 30-6 record last year. They may be better this year. They may come down a little bit. I'm not sure with this Lawrence County team, but right now I've got them a little in between at number 6. At number 5, I've got Letcher Central, coached by Keith Baker. You know, Keith Baker was a teacher to me and Ethan. We know Keith. He used to ref for us in basketball games. He's very basketball-minded. They had an 18-17 record last season that may improve this season. So I've got them at the number 5 spot. At number 4, I've got Hazard, coached by Todd Howard. They had a 16-15 record last year. They was, you know, right there, even with their team. I think that's going to change this year. I've got them at the number 4 spot. At number 3, I've got Knott County. They're coached by Megan Huff. They got a record of 23-10 from last season. I expect them to do big things in Knott County this year, with both the girls and the boys side of basketball. So I've got them at number 3. At number 2, I've got Johnson Central, coached by Jim Hicks. They had a 21-7 record last season. Johnson Central is just a really, really good team that you're going to be facing against in any kind of sport that you play. So I've got them at number 2. And at number 1, I've got Pikeville. They had a 28-6 record last season. They're coached by Christy Oram. And I just think that this team is legit, you know.
One thing that I look at before I let Big E critique you, you know, I like your top 3. I think Pikeville is right where they should be. I think they return a lot. Pikeville does, and they're going to be at the top of the 15th region. I like Coach Hicks and the Johnson Central Golden Eagles there. I think that at number 2, I think that Johnson Central returns a lot. They're going to be a powerhouse in the 15th, and I think they're going to give Pikeville a run for their money as we get closer to the end of the year.
Yep.
Knott County is going to be at the top of the 14th. Coach Casey Huff's wife, Megan Huff, coaches them, and she knows her stuff just like Coach Casey knows his. You know, they two great minds, and I'm sure they have conversations all the time. So I think Knott County's right where they should be. Now, Hazard and Letcher's flip-flop. You know, you can put one at 4, one at 5. I don't mind the way you put them. I think Letcher could be there, but we'll see. You know, as we get into this will change each week, I'm sure. It may not, but it may, you know. So, one team that I would like to see on here that may be a little bit better than Prestonsburg or Phelps would be Owsley County. That's one team that we don't get to talk about a lot that's in our coverage area. And for the ones of you watching at home, these top 10s that Sammy's doing and the games that we predict, we're keeping it 14th and 15th region based for basketball.
Okay.
So it's just 14th and 15th region. So, but I like, all in all, I think you've hit the nail on the head. We'll see how it plays out with this being the opening week of high school basketball. Coach E, you want to?
I would change Letcher and Hazard, and probably Hazard down to the 6th spot just because they lost Abby Maggard last year. Probably the best player in the 14th last year.
Very good player.
But they also picked up Heidi Bentley from Letcher.
They did. They bring her in, and they had a bunch of 8th graders and 7th graders on that team that's getting older. I still think the team is too young to put them at 4 right now. Where you see where I'm coming from. So I would bump Letcher up because they was right there at 14th region. No one expected that last year.
Right.
So Keith is always
Very
he comes in.
team.
He's going to have a game plan to win, and I'd move Hazard down to that 6th spot, Lawrence 5th, and Letcher 4.
Well, that's good. Listen, that was our girls' top 10, Sammy's girls' top 10 teams. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have your top 10 teams for the boys. We'll catch you in a minute.
Here at Logan Bank and Trust, we are committed to serving the needs of the Southern coalfields. So if you need to borrow money, remember, we are just a click away.
Here at LB&T, we make online banking easy.
We've taken the hassle out of applying for a loan on our new website. It's as simple as going to our lbnt.com website and choosing the loan product that best suits your needs.
Your loan on your time. Visit us at lbnt.com. You're only a click away.
So if you need to borrow money, remember, we are just a click away. It's easy to apply online at lbnt.com, and all decisions are made locally. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Smoking Hot Vape Shop in Inez, Kentucky carries a wide selection of disposable vapes, juice, mods, batteries, and accessories, as well as a great selection of Delta products. Smoking Hot guarantees authenticity of products and allows you to try before you buy on disposable products using a sanitary test tip. Open 7 days a week. Stop in and check them out. Find them on Facebook or visit their website, smokingHotKY.com, for complete hours. Stop by and see your friends at the end of Route 3.
Welcome back, Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Ethan Cummings, co-host Sam Collier, and I guess he used to be a guest, but now it's co-anchor Big E here, and he really just comes on to critique us, right? And they give us this. I was like, we need somebody in this third chair, right? And so Big E fits that role perfectly, and he's been able to come in and do great things with us. And hopefully this show continues to grow, but we can only grow if you guys keep tuning in and we get sponsors on the table. Yes. So we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Next, we've got our Sammy's Top 10 boys teams in the mountains. So, Sammy, you want to run us through your list, and then we'll critique you?
All right, so at number 10, they've dropped down a lot from last season. From losing Jaden Huff to Knott County. I've got Letcher Central at my 10 spot. They had a 22-11 record last year, coached by Matthew Taylor.
That's the most wins in LCC history.
Absolutely, and for them to have such a good season last year, and then coming into this season, losing a lot of that talent that they had on that team, it's really like, where do we go from here?
Right.
If you are Coach Matthew Taylor, in his mind, he's thinking, where do we go from here?
Right.
Yeah. So right now I've got them at the number 10 spot because I really just don't know what's going to be in store with this team coming in. So I'm going to keep them low right now, but who knows? They may be back at the top. We never know.
Yeah.
So number 9, I've got Perry Central. They're coached by Shannon Hoskins. They had a 20-15 record last season. I got them at my 9 spot. Number 8, I've got Floyd Central, coached by Alan Joe Moore. They had a 19-9 record last year. Floyd Central, since they became a high school, back whenever we was in high school, when they came in at first, they've always been a team. Adding all of those middle schools together, they've really had a good basketball team. I would say that they've had a good basketball team almost every season. It's been a winning season. So Floyd Central's at my 8 spot right now, but that could change at the end of this year. Number 7, I've got Pikeville, coached by no other than Elijah Justice, a Louisville native. We know Coach Justice very well. We played against him. We know him. He's a great friend of Ethan's. I've got them at the 7 spot right now only because they've lost so much, same like LCC. They just lost.
Well, they lost the best player in the mountains, like
Right.
Riley Salmons.
Yeah.
When he
Right.
went, he's playing at Tennessee Tech now, Division I.
Right.
When you lose him, that's a big hit to anyone.
Right. And, and if I'm not mistaken, I think that he was actually getting varsity playing time whenever we was playing basketball.
Oh, yeah,
over there.
for sure.
So, I mean, a huge loss for Pikeville to lose him and their big man like that. But you never know with Pikeville. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Even though they lose that, there's always that next one up.
Right.
So right now I've got them at the 7th spot. Number 6, I've got Hazard, coached by Al Holland. They've got a 28-4 record from last season. I mean, phenomenal season.
Al Holland, great coach.
Right. Great coach. Phenomenal season last year. Hazard is just, I mean, let's be real. Hazard is a good basketball team.
Yeah.
They're a physical basketball team. Whenever you play Hazard, it's going to be a game. Like, either if they come to you or you go to them, it doesn't matter. They're going to have a ball game in your hands. So, I've got Hazard. They're going to be at my 6th spot right now. But, like I said, that may change as well. Number 5, I've got Breathitt County. They're coached by Jeff Honeycutt. They had an 18-10 record last season. Breathitt County's got a stud on their team.
Oh, yeah, Austin Sperry's stud,
Austin
man.
Sperry he's a stud. And not only just Austin Sperry, they've got other players that can really play basketball, too, on their team. So,
yes,
Breathitt County's at my 5 spot right now, for now. But don't be surprised if they move up in that top 3 spot.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm excited for Breathitt County this year because Jeff Honeycutt coming in. This is his first season. Yeah. They had the football coach there last year, so I'm excited to see what Jeff can do and bring this team to how far they can go.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've got Breathitt County at my 5 spot. At number 4 spot, I've got your Shelby Valley Wildcats. They was 18-10 on the season last year. They're coached by Tyler McCoy this season. I mean, it's Valley. Valley is a really, really good team. I got them at my 4 spot. At number 3, I've got Martin County. And I actually just got to watch one of their games here recently on D&D. Go and watch it on D&D. They're coached by Jason James. They had a 24-11 record last year.
They won the 15th region last year.
Yeah.
Played it right.
Yeah. They're a big team. From what I've seen in that game, I mean, they've got size all across the board. From point guard down, they have got a very, very big team. And, I mean, they're in my top 3 right now at the number 3 spot. At number 2, I've got Not Central, coached by Casey Huff. They had a 13-18 record last year. They wasn't where they wanted to be. It was a learning experience for them. But adding Jaden Huff into the mix is going to be a very, very big thing.
Yeah, for sure.
For Knott County this year. That hurts LCC, but it makes Knott County better.
Yeah, a lot better.
A lot better. So I've got Knott County. I've got high hopes for them right now because we got to meet with the boys. We got to meet with Coach Casey, and I just think that this team is going to be very good. And at number 1, I've got your Pike Central. Coach Eric Ratliff coaches them. They had a 21-9 record last year, and I could even go as far as saying this is probably the best team in Pikeville right now. Is the best team in Pikeville right now. I've got Pike Central at my number 1 spot.
I like this list. I think, Pike Central, as much as I love Coach Huff, and I think he's the top team in the 14th region to beat, I really do. Pike Central is the best team in the mountains right now. You look at it, you've got Jaden Stewart, big man in the middle. You've got Jalen Rigdon, guard that can score. They just added a 6'5" freshman that's unbelievable. Like this team, they've got Jake Sloan who transferred from Prestonsburg. I'm telling you right now, Pike Central is the team to beat, guys. They will be. It would not surprise me in the least if they don't go and make it up this year, coming out of the first super region. Like, it would not shock me in the least. I think Coach Ratliff and Coach Rigdon and they just added Coach Derek Newsom. I mean, they've got a great coaching staff over there. I think that they're going to do great things. The guys are energetic. I got to watch them play a scrimmage against Wesley Christian Prep.
Yep.
And actually, for them to play a prep school, Wesley Christian only beat them by 4.
Wow.
Yeah, Wesley Christian Prep only beat them by 4 in a scrimmage, which is crazy. So I really like them at number 1. Knott County at 2 is perfect. I think that Jaden Huff and Drake Sloan and those guys, along with Coach Huff and his staff, are going to do great things. Martin County, I like them at 3. I don't know how they're going to be this year. They lost Ethan Farrell, big man, to Prestonsburg, but I don't know how they will be, but I like them there just for the sole fact they won 15th region last year. They deserve a top 5 spot, so there they are. Shelby Valley, under first-year coach Tyler McCoy, they're going to do great things, man. Listen, I love Tyler. I think Tyler's going to come on for a show. I couldn't get him on before they started playing games, but he's a great guy, great coach. He's going to get those boys energetic. They're going to play hard, and they return a lot, although I did hear Russ Osborne isn't playing with them this year, so that may hurt them a little bit. But still, I think with Coach McCoy there, he will get them playing hard and keep that energy high. If there's one thing that I would change, I see where you give Breathitt County the top 5 spot because of Austin Sperry, and they won the region last year, but they lost a lot. They lost Cory Hoskins and
they lost.
I know you're talking about Christian Collins.
Yes,
those are 2 bigs, and man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Coach Holland, we don't know when he's gonna retire. I mean, this guy's been coaching forever, right? But he's still in the game, and he's still.
They lost a lot too, though. They lost Max Johnson, ball player. Yeah. They lost Mel, the kid they had over there. So
But I like that team. I like that, and then I would flip flop those 2. I think Hazard 5, Hazard 5, Breathitt 6, because I think Hazard and Breathitt is Knott County's biggest threat. I think Pikeville's good. I like them in that spot. Floyd Central's got a very young group. They returned a lot of pieces. I like them there. I think they'll be a team that you'll see itch up in your top 10. Perry Central returned, Kaiser Sloan, and they still got Ridge Beverly there, so they're still going to be good. I think they could be a team that could itch up in this top 10. And actually, you said Letcher might itch up. I think Letcher, I don't even know if they should be in this list, right? I really don't. I like Coach Taylor. Everybody that knows me knows I'm really good friends with Coach Noble, Coach Trevor Noble. I think that Letcher's going to figure it out. But you got to look. They're without Brady Boggs coming into the season. That's their starting point guard and leader. And so without him, and they're going to be out with him for the whole first month. So without him, they're going to struggle. They're going to take some licks. I think you could see a Prestonsburg with Coach Chase Parsley get in this list as the season goes on. I think I would even go, as far to say, I think you might see Jenkins pop up in this list at some point in time if they pick some wins. Maybe Coach Cameron Smith with the Phelps Hornets. So I think there's teams that have potential that isn't on this list now that has potential to get there. Real quick before we go to break.
I like the list. Unlike he said, I think Letcher had a good spot to see because they was a good team last year.
Absolutely.
They had ball players, and they made a run for that region championship in the 14th. They came up a little short, but I like that team, and they lost 5 seniors plus Jaden Huff, so it's interesting to see. And you still got the best rebounder in the state in Peyton Dixon. I mean, come on, we got to give him his respect.
Shout out to PD.
So I like the list, and I think we all can agree on 15th region is loaded.
15th region.
I mean, that's going to be a show.
Region in the mountains.
Super region is going to be so fun. It's going to be like March Madness.
Listen, I hate to mention this. I seen it on Facebook the other day, but Breathitt County only beat Belfry by 10 in a scrimmage.
Wow.
That floored me.
Right.
So I mean, moving on. Listen, guys, when we come back, with it being opening week of basketball season, we are going to predict the top 10 girls games and top 10 boys games on our Pick'em segment. You will not want to miss this. We'll be back with you in just a second.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
Looking for a great selection, great prices, and a great experience on your next ATV, motorcycle, or side-by-side? Come check out Kiefer's Kawasaki.
Our number one goal is to offer you the best power sport experience at a great price.
Like this new 23 Kawasaki Teryx 4 for only $17,999.
Before you write that check, check with us.
And remember, your adventure starts here at Kiefer Kawasaki. Route 44 South, Jerry West Highway in Logan, or visit KiefersPowersports.net.
At Giovanni's Pizza in West Logan, we got subs, calzones, wings, pizza, and more. Stop by today. Great service with great deals. We also got a newly renovated and remodeled dining room where you can enjoy your game day celebrations or relax after a trail ride. We look forward to seeing you at Giovanni's in Logan, West Virginia. Let the folks at Double Quick help you start your 2022 off right. They've brought back the Bourbon Pecan Coffee for a limited time only. You can also quench your thirst with the great deals on fountain drinks they offer daily. Double Quick is your one-stop shop for everything. They offer breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can stop by one of their many storefront locations spread throughout eastern Kentucky. Stop by and let Double Quick make your day better.
Welcome back, Coach's Corner, and I think this is everybody's favorite segment. I know it's probably mine.
It's mine because I love getting
Listen,
the better record over Ethan. I think
and we are,
awesome.
I'm in here now, so.
And this, we're coming into basketball season, opening week. I am biting at the bits to see these scores and see these teams. I'm so excited, but we are basketball. Me and him's basketball fanatics. This is the football guy. So, right. But we, and with this segment, we're now going to start keeping up with Big E here. I know he's not with us on the recap, but we're still going to keep up with his record. So, looking at this, first up, we have girls basketball, top 10 games we're going to predict, guys. First, we have Johnson Central at Jenkins. Who do you got?
Listen, I love Jenkins. I love coaching for Jenkins with the middle school. But I'm going to have to go with Johnson Central only for the sole fact that Johnson Central is a tough team. It's a tough first game.
I'm going to go with Johnson, too. I love Paul. He's a great guy. And I think this Jenkins team will get better throughout the season.
Absolutely.
But right now, I have to pick Johnson Central.
Yes.
Well, listen, guys. I love Coach Hicks, and I love Johnson Central, and they're a top-tier team. But I'm going to take Jenkins and Coach Whitaker on this one. I'm going to tell you why. I think – coming in first game of the year, a team like Johnson may look at it and say, hey, we've got this one before we even step on the floor. And Jenkins might make some noise in this first game. Come tomorrow night. It's here in this gym.
Tomorrow night. Come to Jenkins tomorrow night.
And watch this game. But I'm going to take Coach Whitaker and the Lady Cavaliers on an upset right here this early in the year.
I love Coach Whitaker, and I wish him nothing but the best for this season.
Coming up next, we've got Breathitt County, the Battle of the Bobcats. Breathitt County at Betsy Lane. We just spoke with Coach Cory Thacker. Who you got?
Listen, I'm going to have to go with Betsy Lane. Speaking with these girls, with their work ethic and their physicality, I think they're going to come in, and they may be able to take down this Breathitt County squad.
I'm going to go Betsy Lane as well.
Give me Coach Thacker and Betsy Lane. I had to think about it for a second, but Breathitt's going to be on the road. It's going to be a tough first game. Yep. Coach Thacker is not shy to play a tough schedule. He's not. I've known him for just about my whole career. I've known him, and him's been friends throughout this. So give me him. I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a tough game at home, but I think Betsy Lane pulls it out at the end in a close one. Next, we've got Letcher Central at Lawrence. This is number 6 against number 5 on your list. Who do you got?
Listen, man, this is going to be a good game. But LCC is going to be on the road with this one. I'm going to have to take this Lawrence County team over LCC to start this game out. But don't be surprised if this game doesn't go down to the wire in the last minute.
You know, I'm gonna have to go with my team. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with the Cougars. You know,
There you
we got ball players. We got Kira Couts, Jalen Witt. You know, big defensive team. Keith loves defense. We're gonna get points. You know, Kira, she can score anywhere around.
Oh yeah, she's been a beast since Whitesburg days.
She has. I
She's
mean,
been a really good player.
she's a bucket. So give me the Cougars in this game.
Okay,
Listen, I think those girls are phenomenal.
Absolutely.
And I think Keith Baker does a great job with them, but you ain't beating Lawrence at Lawrence. Give me Lawrence, and I think it's a 10-point ball game.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't even think it's close. I think it's a few possessions, and you play this game later in the year,
It
and
may
I think
be a
it's
ball game.
different. But where it's the first game of the season, Letcher's on the road. It's a long trip
That
for
is-
them.
that is a long trip.
So give me Lawrence on that game. Next, we've got Paintsville at Phelps. Real quick, who you got?
Listen, first off, I want to say I love Coach McCoy. I love him to death. I feel like Phelps, again, you know, they're coming into this season with such a young squad, and they're still learning. Like he said, they're still learning things. I'm going to have to take Paintsville in this one, you know, for the first game of the season. But don't be surprised if Phelps surprises you all coming in later in the season, like Ethan said about LCC with Lawrence. This Phelps team, they've got something to prove this year. And I've got Paintsville right now with this one.
Moving on.
I'm gonna take the upset. I'm gonna go Phelps here.
There you go.
I think, I've talked to Coach McCoy, and I think they're going to be well prepared, and I think that it's going to be a tight game. But with this early in the year, you play this game a month in advance, and I think Phelps gets them. Right now, give me Paintsville. Yeah. Moving on, we've got Ashland at Pikeville. Who you got?
Give me Pikeville.
Who you
Give
got?
me Pikeville.
I'm with you. Give me Pikeville. We have a good habit of picking Pikeville on this show. Okay, next we've got Knott Central at Belfry. Who you got?
Listen, I think this is going to be a good game, but I'm going to take Knott Central in this game. I'm going to take Knott Central on the road in Belfry.
Who you got?
I like Knott Central here. They're a good team. Yeah. I can't wait to see what they do.
I like Knott Central too. Give me Knott. Moving on, we've got Powell at Perry. Who you got?
Give me Perry. I'll take Perry with this game.
I'll take Perry.
I'll take Perry as well. Moving on, we've got Hazard at Floyd Central. Now, one of our close friends, and actually one of my former coaches, I don't think you played our freshman year, is coaching them, Tyler Little. He's coaching at Floyd Central Girls this year. He's the head coach.
Oh, okay.
So
awesome.
It'll be his first game as a high school girls head coach. Hazard at Floyd. Who you got?
You know, with what Big E said with this Hazard squad, they lose the best player in the 14th region, in Abby Maggard. She goes to college. They add Heidi Bentley from LCC. I think this Hazard team is going to be good later in the year. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna have to give Coach Little this win for his first official ball game as head coach for Floyd Central.
I'm on the same track as Sammy here. Although Hazard, they had a good team last year. They're still young. It's the start of the season. Like you've been saying, give me this game later on in the season. I would pick Hazard, but right now I have to go Floyd.
Give me, that's crazy that you would say that, Sammy, because Floyd's not even in your top 10 girls team, and
right.
You're taking them over Hazard, who you have at number 4.
Yeah.
No, I'm opposite. Give me Hazard. I think, so he's just invalidated his top 10. I just want everybody at home to know that. So give me Hazard in this one. I think Hazard gets them on the road. Next, we've got a big-time matchup this early in the year, Knott County at Perry Central. Who you got?
I think this is going to be a good game, but I'm going to have to go with Knott Central. I'm going to have to go with Coach Huff's wife, man.
Upset City. Who you
got?
Upset
City.
I don't see this as an upset. I see this as Knott Central is the best team in the 14th when it comes to girls. Give me Knott Central.
I'm going to be the oddball. Give me Perry. Okay, give me Perry in an early upset. Go ahead and let Knott County get that upset out of the way. Okay. Better. I've always said, me personally as coach, I'd rather you beat me earlier in the season than later. So give me Perry. Next, last girls game we'll predict, Pike Central at Prestonsburg. Pike Central is at number 7, and Prestonsburg is at number 10. Who
I'm
do you
taking
got?
Pike Central with this one. This is going to be a good game, though, for the 15th region.
Give me Pike Central as well.
Give me Coach Kidd. They're at home, and I look forward to, seeing them play. I think Coach Kidd coaches hard. I think he's going to do a great job there at home. So I think they take Pike Central in a close upset. Guys, we're going to take a quick minute break. When we come back, we're going to have 10 boys games to predict. You won't want to miss this. Stick with us. We'll see you in a second.
Come on down to Three Guys Pizza and Brew in Williamson, West Virginia. We're located on the corner of Harvey Street and 3rd Avenue. We got great deals on pizzas, sandwiches, and more. You get great service with great pricing. Enjoy your birthday or ball games with us here at Three Guys Pizza and Brew. Look forward to seeing you.
If you're injured in a car wreck, don't delay. Give me a call today, Justin Markham. Here at Markham Law Office, we will fight for you. Don't settle for a handshake and a small check from the insurance companies. Give us a call. Don't take on the big insurance companies alone. We will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Here at Markham Law Office, you're more than a client. You're family, and we take care of family. Give me a call, Justin Markham, attorney at law.
Looking for a good printing company? Come to Custom Print and Design in South Williamson, Kentucky. Mike Stafford can take care of all your needs. Whether it's game day gear, election ads, or just business material, they can do it. They can embroider, screen print, digital printing, signs and banners, decals and labels, business forms, vinyl lettering, team apparel, ad specialty, and more. Come see us at Custom Print and Design in South Williamson.
Welcome back, Coach's Corner, last segment. We've got Pick 'em again, guys, but this time we're switching gears. We're going to the boys' side. Okay, let's see if Sammy validates his boys' top 10 the way he did his girls. Okay, just in case you missed that. I love when every time I get a chance to heckle him, I will. Okay, moving on. We've got first up the Letcher Central Cougs. The Cougs are going to the Black Cats in Prestonsburg with Coach Chase Parsley. Who do you got?
Listen, I'm gonna go with LCC with this one. I'm gonna go with the Cougars. Although Prestonsburg is a good team, I feel like what I said before. Next man up mentality with LCC right now. Mm-hmm. I feel like Coach Taylor is gonna be able to take his basketball mind, because he coached at the collegiate level. I feel like he's going to be able to take his basketball mind and get these boys ready and well prepared for this Prestonsburg matchup. So give me LCC.
Most definitely. Who you got?
Give me Letcher. Like he was saying, these kids are going to be ready. They've worked all year round. They might have had a couple of days off. They've been in the gym. You can see the improvements, and I think you'll see this tomorrow night.
No, I'm opposite. Listen, I think Coach Taylor's doing a good job there at Letcher. But you're without your leader. You're without Brady Boggs. I think Letcher's going to, although they have PD, who's a great leader and a great rebounder and such a good player, and they have other good players to go around them. The Terry kid who comes from Hart.
You coach Cam Hayes. He's going to be a baller.
Kid, listen, I said when I started my coaching career, I told everybody Cam Hayes will be a dominant guard in high school mountain basketball. He will be. And him as a freshman who's going to get varsity minutes, he's going to be. I said it when I first started coaching the kid. He was a 5th grader starting point guard on my 7th grade team. Love that kid, and the sky's the limit for him. Yep. And they've also got other good pieces. Speedy, Gavin Ramsey's there, Cooper Bailey's there. So they've got good pieces. But with that being said, I've got to take Chase Parsley in Prestonsburg. It's at Prestonsburg. They've got, Chase has got some horses, dude. He's got Braxton Keithley, who is going to be a dominant guard, who's just a freshman. He's got
I lost one of their better players. You said the Pike Central earlier.
Jake Sloan, but he didn't play with them last year. He only played the first couple weeks, then he sat out. He transferred to Pike Central and sat out last year.
Oh, okay.
But he was in trainings and stuff, but he did play under Coach Huff his freshman year at Prestonsburg.
Yes.
And then, you look at Prestonsburg team, they have great players, man, and Jackson's another good player that they have. So I think it's Prestonsburg's going to be at home. Give me Prestonsburg. I think they win that game. Moving on, you've got Phelps here at Jenkins Tuesday night. Who you got?
Man, I think this is going to be a good game. Phelps has some good players that they've got transferred over to their team this year. Give me Jenkins, though. I want to take Jenkins Cavaliers in this game because I feel like they're going to take the 14th region by storm, show them that they're ready to compete. They've got the players. They've got the players in Gavin Gibson and Aiden Hayes. They've got a really good team this year. So give me Jenkins.
Give me Phelps here. This is a different Phelps team that we've seen from the past. They've got kids in here. They got a new coach. So I'm excited to see how this. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but give me Phelps in a close game.
Yeah, listen, I think that Coach Cameron Smith does a great job over there at Phelps. It's his first year back, but he's been with the program before. They got Nick Knox to transfer over.
Yeah.
They've got Tyler Weddington to transfer over, who's probably the best freshman big man in the mountains, 14th, 15th, 16th. I don't care what region you're talking about. Tyler Weddington is the guy to talk about when it comes to freshman big men, that freshman class.
He is very good.
So he's great. He was great at Belfry last year, and seeing him at Phelps that was a great move for him. So I think they're going to make some noise. But listen, you're rolling into Cavalier country. I think this gym's going to be packed. I think that Jenkins has got some studs, man. Listen, I've got to work with them. Although I'm not on the high school staff this year, I've got to work with Coach Lee hand in hand and with these guys. I've coached them in AAU. Gavin Gibson is a stud. Aiden Hayes is a stud. Braden Sexton is a stud, man. Mason Webb is a shooter. I mean, they're going to be small. They're going to be active. They're going to be in your face. They're going to be guarding. And these kids can play ball.
They can.
Down from 1 to 10. I'm full on board with this Cavaliers team. So I think it's going to be a close game. It's a tough opener for Jenkins. Give me Coach Lee and the Cavaliers this game.
Absolutely.
Moving on, we've got Pikeville at Knott County. Who you got? That's a tough one.
This is a very tough matchup. For a first game in the season, this is a tough matchup. But I am going to take Knott County. I got to take Knott County. I think they're going to be well prepared for this game with Coach Casey Huff and his basketball mind. I think that it's going to be awesome.
Give me Knott County as well. Jaden Huff, he's done experience this Pikeville team last year.
And
beat them once.
Yeah.
They lost the first game of the season last year, but, Pikeville come to LCC, and so LCC took the win. So I expect Knott County to win this game.
I watched Knott scrimmage with Bath County the other day, and it was a close one. And Bath's actually really good. Sorry. But I think, listen, I'm with you. Give me the Knott County Patriots over Pikeville. I think it's a close game. I think it comes down to the wire because I think not only will Casey have his team ready, but I think Elijah will have the Pikeville Panthers ready as well. So I think it's going to come down to the wire, but it's at Knott. That gym's going to be packed because everybody knows Knott's expectations. Everybody knows Knott's going to be really good, so they're going to pack that gym. Give me Knott. Moving on very quickly, we've got Betsy Lane at Paintsville. Who you got?
Give me Paintsville. I'll take Paintsville with this one.
Betsy Lane at Paintsville?
Give me Paintsville.
Give me Betsy Lane. Give me the Bobcats to open it up. I'm going to take Betsy Lane. Next, we've got another tough one. And this says Pike Central at Knott Central, but it's actually at Hazard in a Classic, in a DJ Begley Classic. Okay. So it's a neutral court, Pike Central at Knott County. That's 1 and 2 on your top 10. Who do you got?
Listen, I'm going with Pike Central. They've got the team. They're the team to beat. Like you said, they are the team to beat.
Yep.
I'm good friends with Jaden Huff over at Knott County. I love him, man. I think they're going to have a great team. And this is an exciting game. It's 15th, 14th. Supposed to be the best teams.
But it's Hazard, right?
It's at Hazard.
It's at Hazard, but they play.
They play each other.
Okay.
So give me Knott County.
Give me Pike Central, man. I've told everybody from the beginning. I'll continue to say it. The talent on Pike Central's team is just unreal. I really high expectations for them. So I think Casey and the Knott County Central Patriots are tough. I think they're the best team in the 14th. I don't know that they got enough to beat Pike Central. Give me Pike. Moving on, we've got Prestonsburg at Shelby Valley. Really quick, who you got?
Shelby Valley.
Shelby Valley.
Give me Shelby Valley as well. I think Coach McCoy picks up his first win as a high school coach here. Give me Martin County at Breathitt County. Who you got real quick?
I think this is going to be a good game. But I'm going to take Martin County over Breathitt County this game.
I'm with him. I got Martin.
Give me Breathitt County. Next, we've got Hurley, Virginia at Eastridge. Who you got?
I'm going to take Hurley, Virginia.
I don't know much about Hurley, Virginia. Give me Eastridge.
Yeah, I'm going to take Eastridge, and I'll give you all a little bit. I don't know if you guys know much about Eastridge, but Coach Brody Justice does a great job down there, and they've got probably one of the best young guards in the mountains in Jackson Keene.
Yeah.
This kid's going to be, in another year or two, this kid's going to be another Sperry that we're talking about at that level of a player. So Jackson Keene's going to do good things there. Moving on, Letcher Central at Buckhorn.
Give me LCC.
Letcher Central.
Give me Letcher Central too at Buckhorn, although Buckhorn had a great performance yesterday in the Junior Newsome Classic against Phelps. Whenever Phelps beat them by 2 in overtime, Buckhorn looked really good. Next, you've got, last but not least, you've got Magoffin County at Perry Central. Who do you got?
Give me Perry.
You know, I think this is going to be a closer game than y'all think. We had Magoffin come in last year. This kid, Aiden Burnett, put up 40 on us, you know, so I'm going to take the upset here and give me Magoffin County. If he can play like I've seen him play in the past years, I think this will be a game.
Yeah, I'm with Big E. Give me Magoffin. I think, listen, you look at it, and I say this all the time, the 15th is just so much more competitive than the 14th. So give me Magoffin in a close one. Guys, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Next week we'll have a very special guest. I think Coach Trevor Noble's with us. L's up. We will see you guys. We will see you guys next week from Coach's